6 months into the war, there was already 6 murders in as many months. The leader of the charter down there got murdered. It was described as an in-house cleaning by law enforcement.
What if the true cost of being an outlaw was your own wife? The Hells Angels are known for brotherhood, loyalty, and fear. But behind the roaring engines and leather jackets lies something darker. Stories the club never wanted you to hear. Stories of wives used, trafficked, sold, or sacrificed to protect the empire. You've heard of drug deals and shootouts, but what if the real betrayal wasn't in the streets, but at the kitchen table? These women weren't just collateral damage. Some were couriers, some were currency, and some were trapped in marriages they never signed up for. This isn't just about crime, it's about control, and it's about the women who paid the ultimate price. 1. Charles Pup Phillips, Alaska. The Kennel Conspiracy. Charles Pup Phillips wasn't just a biker, he was a full-patch Hells Angels member. And his partner in crime, his own wife. In 2018, the couple was caught hiding 12 pounds of methamphetamine in dog kennels and apartment walls. They sold drugs across state lines using their own home as a drug lab. Pup ran the operation. His wife, Lois Latrilla Phillips, helped manage cash, deliveries, and customer lists. It was a team effort. The Phillips apartment wasn't just a home, it was a narcotics hub disguised as domestic life. Investigators said the drugs were packaged in Disney-themed bags, likely to confuse suspicion or target younger buyers. Their backyard shipping container, which looked like a storage shed, actually housed thousands in cash and additional drug stock. What made it more chilling was that they operated just blocks from a local elementary school. Agents described Pup as cold and calculated, using his wife not just for support, but for protection against law enforcement. They didn't just break the law. They broke the bond of marriage, replacing love with distribution deals. Pup was sentenced to 18 years and Lois got 8 years. This wasn't love, it was logistics. 2. Randy Piki, California.
Investigators obtained warrants to tap the phones of both Randy and his wife. Through those taps, they learned that Tina was delivering drugs at the direction of her husband, the documents allege. Also named Michael Mize, who's accused of buying and selling the club president's drugs.
The president's courier, meet Randy Piki, president of the Modesto Hells Angels, and mastermind behind a regional meth ring. His wife, Tina, didn't know she was becoming a drug courier until it was too late. Randy ordered Tina to deliver ounces of meth across state lines. Once she was caught with a stash inside a fast food cup. The FBI had been tracking the Modesto chapter for months, and Randy's wife was a critical piece of the operation. Authorities revealed she wasn't just delivering meth, she was also collecting payments and relaying coded messages between members. Her SUV had a hidden compartment in the trunk used to stash drugs and guns. Surveillance footage showed Tina making multiple stops in one day, often switching vehicles mid-route. Despite her fear, she remained loyal, possibly out of love, possibly out of fear of what would happen if she didn't. Randy, even from jail, maintained total control over her movements. He called the shots and she carried them out. When your husband's your boss, refusal isn't an option. The Pikis were charged with conspiracy to distribute meth. She obeyed. He ruled. Was she loyal or just trapped? 3. George Christy Jr., California.
I am joined now by George Christy, someone who knows a thing or two about the Hells Angels because he was one of them, and not just any member. He was their chapter leader in Ventura, California for almost 35 years. George.
The family bargain. George Christy Jr. wasn't just a Hells Angels member, he was the face of the club, national spokesman, chapter leader, club royalty. In 2001, Christy was arrested for his role in a drug and tax fraud conspiracy. But here's the twist. He struck an appeal deal. His sentence? Supervision. Why? Because he included compassion for his ex-wife and his son in the agreement. To outsiders, Christy looked like a man who took a fall for his family. But to fellow club members, it looked like betrayal. Within biker culture, cooperation with law enforcement is seen as the ultimate sin. After the plea, George was quietly pushed out of the club, later resigning officially in 2011. He wrote books, appeared on TV, and even produced a documentary series telling the world his version of events. Yet many believe he used his family not just as leverage, but as a shield from harder time behind bars. In the courtroom, it was clear. Christy didn't just negotiate for freedom, he negotiated for legacy. Some say it was selfless, others call it strategic betrayal. According to Christy, it was to protect his family. But prosecutors said he used them as bargaining chips. When freedom comes at your family's expense, is it justice or sacrifice? 4. Mustafa Haii, Australia.
The bikie boss was identified as Mustafa Haii of the Hells Angels Chinatown chapter, and here he is being arrested this week. This stands in sharp contrast to how he was captured before. He achieved some prominence and embarrassment when this video of a previous arrest was released.
The wife's ultimatum. In Sydney, club boss Mustafa Haii was living 2 lives, one at home and one with the Angels. He was busted for AUD 71,000 in fraudulent tax claims. He pleaded guilty. But something unexpected happened. His wife issued an ultimatum: leave the club or lose me forever. Haii's crimes weren't just about money, they were about identity. He had forged invoices, inflated business expenses, and manipulated the tax system to funnel funds into Hells Angels operations. For years, his wife stood in the background, watching him risk their stability for the club's shadowy empire. But when federal investigators closed in, she drew a line in the sand. During court proceedings, she submitted a character reference letter pleading for mercy and swearing he had left the club for good. The court took her words seriously. They cited genuine family rehabilitation. As one reason, Haii was spared jail time. He was handed a community corrections order instead of a prison sentence. He chose love and walked away from the Hells Angels. The judge spared him prison. He got a community corrections order instead. The court praised his rehabilitation and family focus. For once, the wife didn't get sold, she saved a life. 5. Brothels and sex trafficking, Germany and US. The shadows behind the jackets. This is the darkest chapter of all. In Germany, Hells Angels ran brothels where women and sometimes wives were trafficked. One member, known as Butcher, was charged with raping and brutalizing a woman forced into sex work. In California, several chapters were investigated for forcing women, often under the influence of drugs, into prostitution or abuse. In Hamburg and Berlin, police uncovered entire brothel networks linked directly to the Hells Angels leadership. Some women were brought in from Eastern Europe, promised jobs, and then trapped in rooms with no escape. Shockingly, a few of these women were club members' own wives or girlfriends, forced into working as a form of debt payment or punishment. In the US, reports emerged of Hells Angels running escort services that were fronts for sex trafficking operations. Some of the women were addicted to heroin provided by the bikers to ensure dependence and obedience. Victims spoke of beatings, threats, and forced quotas. One survivor told prosecutors, "They said if I left, they'd kill my sister." In both countries, the club's brutal enforcement of silence made prosecutions difficult, but not impossible. In these cases, selling your wife wasn't just a metaphor, it was horrifyingly literal. The real question stands: how do you love someone you're selling? These aren't just stories about drugs or crime, these are stories about betrayal. Not just of the law, but of love, trust, and loyalty. The Hells Angels may wear their brotherhood like armor, but behind the scenes, wives were used, manipulated, and in some cases outright sold. It's a reminder that even the toughest outlaw image can mask deep rot underneath. Some of these women stood by their men. Others became pawns, and a few incredibly escaped and helped bring the truth to light. But the scars, physical and emotional, remain long after the headlines fade. This is what happens when loyalty is weaponized and love is for sale. You've just heard the real, verified stories of Hells Angels members who sold their wives, sometimes figuratively, sometimes literally. If this story shocked you or opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button if you believe these women deserve justice. Share this video to expose the truth behind the outlaw code. Drop a comment, was there a story here that surprised you the most? And subscribe for more real-world investigations into the darkest corners of crime and power.